Hello, hello, hello. I am prepping today to go down to Louisiana, which means packing, it means cooking, it means getting the animals as set up as possible. So Amber obviously works like full time. She works long hours. The adult children are here, but I generally do the outdoor animals, the chickens, the rabbits, the goats. I put my eyes on them. I spend time with them every day. So I am going to go out there, make sure everybody's water is good because it is going to get very cold while we're gone. I did this before we went to Chicago, and all of the chicken waters stayed full and unfrozen. So yay to heated waters. And the food, I had topped off everybody's food and it lasted. So that's good. So I'm going to be taking care of animals, and I figured I would take you guys along for that. I'm also going to do a deep clean, as deep as I can, because our setup isn't great with the rabbits. There's like a fencing underneath, so I can't really get under it, but that's going to change soon. But anyway, doing a deep clean of the rabbits and a reset. So I'm going to just take you guys along for the fun. It's a gorgeous day. Our mums are dead. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that we are at 38 degrees, and I'm going to plug up the hose to refill all the waters. Okay, I turned on the hose and I plugged it up and turned it on, and apparently it was spraying into my poor chickens. The good news is there's a lot of sun. Hopefully that'll dry. That sucks. Now, these babies are generally pretty calm, but I will say that Mr. Man 2 here, he went after me twice yesterday. So I'm gonna top off their water and move really slow to not upset him. All right. Hey, David. Hey, my girls. That is an awesome waterer because it turns itself on when it needs to be on. Other than that, it doesn't heat up. And that's what's left from the day we left for Chicago. So, all right. Generally speaking, this little coop is what I call the A-frame. It was a last minute experimental thing for some grow outs, and it has the youngest babes in it. Those are some Easter eggers. I had Dave and David in there, which was a special needs chicken and its friend. And then I realized that David was also really bonded. And I started to realize that Dave probably wasn't going to make it. And I was like, oh my gosh, but David is so bonded. They need a flock so that when Dave does move on, David has a family, and that is what happened. So the Easter eggers and 2 have been great. They were amazing with Dave, who was special needs, and they are awesome with David. So that is the youngest batch of chickens we have. This is the first coop I ever built, and this is a hoop coop. It is leaning, you might notice. I try to ignore that part, but this is what I call the college dorm. Generally, they go from the grow out to the college dorm, start laying, and eventually get introduced to the big flock. So they are starting to lay. At least 2 of them are laying very small eggs. So they will be meeting everybody up into one big flock when I finish that coop. Let's go. Let's see what's going on. Hey, girlies. Hey, rah, 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 rah. You're so gorgeous, sir. Hi, chickens. Yep, y'all have plenty of food, but you definitely need some water. I don't have any sunflowers with me today, sunflower seeds buddies, but I'll bring some. So this is Raw, and then that is 13, Sagittarius, Monette, and Aster is this gray one. Okay, this was left as extra water, but it wasn't hanging, so it was on the ground. So when they were kicking, it got really funky. I'm about to clean it up and give it to the guineas. All right, guineas should come running up on us pretty soon because they usually meet me. And Pants has been attacking, but that's okay. I think it's because he really loves his girlfriend. Oh, you missed him run out. Hi. Yeah, I know, but I'm actually bringing you water and stuff, please, sir. Where's your girl? Hey, baby. All right, we're gonna go in there in just a second. Oh look how pretty your tail is, bud. It's growing, Totem. All right, I said just a second, but let me grab the sunflower seeds. All right. Hey, baby. All right. That's Bonnie Gray. Here. Well, ow, that's my finger, May, and you know better. Oh my gosh. Maybe like see directly from the bucket. Here, maybe. All right. Hey, Ellen. All right, so we have Ellen, Maybe, Pinion, Anise. I think that this right here is Demi. And then we have Amalthea, Bonnie Gray, Totem. That's Lilith. And then over here we have Nell and Birdie. Is that everybody? Is that everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, all right, that's everybody. This is their temporary coop that's lasted longer than I wanted it to, but look, let's get some eggs. This is my Maybe, who I love. Maybe and Not were my Swedish chickens. When I lost Not, I was devastated, but my Maybe still loves me a little sometimes. Ah! My Elle is very sweet too, but she just does not like being held. All right, so their automatic feeder is good. I check that feeder for both to make sure it's got food, but also to make sure that no water has gotten in from a storm or something weird happening. Just to make sure the food that they have is good. This water is just bonus. It's got a little bit of seed in it. I'll probably clean it up a bit, but it's bonus because it will freeze this week. You're being very rude. Do y'all have a nest I don't know about, Pants? Chicken feed, I think that's the last of it. So I'm gonna fill them up. They should be good this week and I'll be refilling this weekend. I will throw you sunflower seed in just a minute, but you gotta calm down and be sweet. Okay, they're acting like they did not have food, even though I showed you that the other feeder was totally full. All right, this all does not live in the rabbit enclosure, which is pretty large. I just brought this all in to clean it, and they are so curious and so sweet. That's Kyle, he's our male. And this is Clover, one of our does, and that is Crimson, one of our does. Crimmy. I believe both of our girls are currently pregnant. So that's happening. I do have someone who wants some of their babies for pets, but we are practicing responsible meat production. So just letting you know, that's what's going on. I'm not planning on talking a lot about it. I'm not planning on advocating for it or anything like that, but it is something we're doing. I just feel like if we're gonna eat meat, we need to be more aware of it and willing to participate in it, and not so disconnected. All right, I don't have a very good way of showing you me do this, so I'm just gonna walk you through it. I'm basically scraping everything I can up. This fencing prevents me from really raking it up. That's okay, I get the most I can. On sunny days, I let it dry and get sun bleached, but we're not gonna get any sun over here. So I'm putting down some absorbent pine and then I'll give them new hay. Also, it has been raining and raining, so I'm trying to get anything that's wet or damp out of here. Putting it into the wheelbarrow because rabbit waste is a cold fertilizer, meaning you don't have to wait for it to break down. I'm gonna dump it directly in a garden somewhere. Back here seems to be some clean, dry hay. I'm actually gonna redistribute where I removed old, dirty hay and then get them really fresh hay to re-nest in. You guys, we've had this forever. They love it. We got it originally for the goats, and then I got scared that the goats would hurt their legs, but the rabbits love it. They play under it, they play in it, they love it. All right, hopefully you can see the difference now. They seem happy, Kyle. It's clean. That's a lot of really high reward hay over there that's greener. Hey, Chloe. Their bathroom areas are cleaner. Everything's cleaner. I need to go get a pair of scissors so I can cut that wire tie and clean their bowl. But while I have this compacted, high quality hay that's like a special treat out, I'm gonna go bring this to the goats. Vincent was just sunbathing. Hi, baby. fame and vents. All right, so everybody's in a pretty good spot. I'm gonna go find something to cut that wire tie with. Wire tie? Zip tie? Zip tie. All right, goat water. Their shelters are good and hayed up. They have a heated bucket for the winter. Now I'm gonna go refill the watering can that we use for the rabbits when it's freezing. Well, that's animal prep. I have to pick up everything I took out, and I have to refill some water bottles that are just gonna be for when the hoses don't work. And I have to put everything away. But other than that, I'm just hanging out in the rabbit cage right now, enclosure. I like to spend some time with them, with my Kyle, who used to be alone. The girls are sisters, they've always been together, but Kyle was alone, so he actually got quite used to me. And then once he got his friends, he stopped playing with me as much. But I spend a lot of time with them just to reduce stress so that we can care for them and love them. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just hang out with them for a few minutes, and I'm gonna pick up, and hopefully my Walmart order will be ready for pickup, and I'll go do that and start cooking so that when I leave, the family has lunches and dinners made. Kai. It's fresh, Kai. Yes. I love rabbits drinking water. Look how sweet that baby is. I love you, Kyle. He's such a good rabbit, and he's so sweet.